The King and Queen Camilla will tour Sydney and the capital Canberra after landing down under on Friday evening. Australia has extended an olive branch to King Charles after the monarch suffered a pre-tour snub. The iconic Sydney Opera House sails will be lit up to welcome the King and Queen to Australia amid a row over senior politicians refusing to greet the royals. The world-famous landmark will be illuminated on Friday night with a 4-minute looping montage of pictures of previous royal visits to Sydney. Charles and Camilla will tour Sydney and the capital Canberra after landing down under on Friday evening. Hello viewers, please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications bell icon, so you will be notified whenever we upload new cookies about the British royal family. The gesture, which comes at a cost of between £40,000 to £50,000 a night, comes after all 6 state premiers controversially announced they would not join a reception in Canberra to welcome the King and Queen. New South Wales Premier Chris Minns, an avowed Republican, said it would not stop the royals being welcomed to the city. Minns said it was important the King was warmly welcomed during his visit to Sydney. He said the primary objective in lighting up the Opera House would be to focus on events taking place in the state capital. Last year, the New South Wales state government decided not to turn the lights on to celebrate the King's coronation. Many public buildings and landmarks were lit up in royal purple to mark the coronation, including Parliament House in Canberra, but the Sydney Opera House, which was lit up to commemorate the late Queen Elizabeth II's death in September 2022, was not among them. The government at the time described the decision as a cost-saving measure. The King and Queen will leave the country on October 23 to visit Samoa. It will be the first trip to Australia by a reigning monarch since 2011, when Queen Elizabeth II visited Brisbane, Melbourne, Canberra, and Perth. King Charles visited Australia 16 times before taking the throne in 2022 after the death of his mother. The monarch is jetting into the country amid a focus on his role as head of state, while the Australian Republican movement has billed the visit the farewellers tour. The country held a referendum on becoming a republic in 1999, in which 55% of voters were against, while more recent polls show Charles is more popular than ever. The campaign group labelled the tour a chance to wave goodbye to royal reign and said it is time to reset the conversation about the future of the monarchy. King Charles III and Queen Camilla set to make historic visit to Australia. The itinerary of King Charles III and Queen Camilla's upcoming royal visit to Australia has been revealed, as locals prepare to welcome the couple for their first major overseas trip since the coronation. The King and Queen will land in Australia on October 18 to attend engagements in Sydney and Canberra in what will be Charles' 17th visit to our shores, before the pair travels to Samoa for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting. The trip will also be the most significant journey abroad since the 75-year-old was diagnosed with an undisclosed type of cancer back in February. The couple's official public itinerary has been detailed ahead of the tour. Members of the public will have the opportunity to meet royals as they make their way to the Australian War Memorial in Canberra at 12:35 p.m. on Monday, October 21. Attendees should plan to be in place at the Western Grounds and Sculpture Garden no later than 11:45 a.m. to avoid road closures and allow for security screening. Later that day, Australians can catch a glimpse of their Majesties as formalities commence with a ceremonial welcome at 1 p.m., followed by an opportunity to meet the couple on the Parliament House forecourt at 2:10 p.m. Members of the public should arrive planned to be in place at Parliament House no later than 12:10 p.m. The King and Queen will make their way from Australia's capital to the harbour city for a visit to the Sydney Opera House forecourt on Tuesday, October 22 at 4:20 p.m. The entry point to the Sydney Opera House precinct will open from 3 p.m. Sydneysiders and visitors will also have the chance to catch the couple at the Man o' War steps. Charles and Camilla will embark on the Admiral Hudson vessel to conduct a review of His Majesty's Australian ships Arunta, Gascoyne, Hobart, Warramunga and Yarra, which are anchored in Sydney Harbour. Visitors can watch as the Royal Australian Navy, Royal Australian Air Force and Australian Army conductor fly past during the review. Vantage points for the flyby include Farm Cove, Royal Botanic Gardens and Mrs Macquarie's Chair Precinct. I invite everyone to head to the Sydney Opera House forecourt on the afternoon of Tuesday, October 22 to attend this special event, NSW Premier Chris Minns said. Members of the public should plan to be in place at the Sydney Opera House and Harbour foreshore vantage points no later than 3:50 p.m. to avoid road closures. During their time in NSW, Minns, the royal couple will also attend a community barbecue in Western Sydney to showcase the state's rich culinary and cultural diversity. They will also meet with a range of community organisations and outstanding Australians, Minns said. In addition to this, Charles and Camilla will meet with current Australians of the Year Professor Georgina Long and Professor Richard Scolyer. Queen Camilla's secret to success revealed by three-word nickname. The secret nickname for Queen Camilla, given by Clarence House staff, has been revealed. Following the death of Queen Elizabeth II on September 8, 2022, Camilla rose to her current status as Charles took the throne. In his inaugural address as sovereign, Charles III paid heartfelt tribute to his consort for her loving help and steadfast loyal public service. On May 6, 2023, she was crowned Queen Camilla at King Charles III's coronation ceremony. Despite this accolade, journalist and author Hilary Rose notes that Camilla's journey to royalty seemed doubtful for a while, with the late Queen initially referring to her as that wicked woman. However, according to Rose's book The Secret Diary of Queen Camilla, the frosty relationship between the two royal women melted away, thanks in part to their shared love of horses and dogs. This shift led to Queen Elizabeth II declaring in 2022 her sincerest wish that Camilla be known as Queen Consort upon Charles's accession. The phrase, coined by Queen Elizabeth II 54 years ago, is set to be replaced with opportunity to meet the public, out of respect for the customs and traditions of Aboriginal communities. The term has come to mean a member of the royal family meeting, and greeting well-wishers. However, it is used in Aboriginal culture when a person travels on foot into the bush in times of ritual, meditation, change, grief or coming of age. Therefore, the phrase will not be used by Buckingham Palace during the October trip, the first long-haul tour undertaken by the King since his diagnosis with cancer, according to reports in The Telegraph. In addition to this, Charles and Camilla will meet with current Australians of the Year Professor Georgina Long and Professor Richard Scolyer. Queen Camilla's secret to success revealed by three-word nickname. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and drop comments, and most importantly don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.